Thank you for tuning in to the Helium Radio Network. You are listening to a rebroadcast of a previously recorded show.
Peaceful Warriors Wellness. Feel better, move better, be better. When you feel better, you feel more like you. And when you move better, there's so much you can do. Be who you were meant to be. Peaceful Warriors Wellness. Feel better, move better, be better. Peaceful Warriors.
Hi, welcome to Peaceful Warriors Wellness Center's podcast of Feel Better, Move Better, and Be Better. I'm Lena Roberts, and today I'm joined by one of our therapists, Steven Falconetti. Hi, Steven.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great here today. This is going to be such a learning experience because basically I'm on my own today. Scott is not even in the building, and Roma is just kind of flitting around and helping us without actually being on the podcast with us. And I have a new headset, so I don't have to sit exactly perfectly still, so maybe I will be a little bit more comfortable. We'll see.
Nice.
But I am so looking forward to hearing a little bit more about you. I've known you for over a year now, and I still feel like that every day I learn something new about you. So I am really looking forward to learning a little bit more about you today. So
awesome. Yeah, thanks so much for having me. This is pretty cool.
So tell me, where were you born? Where did you grow up?
So I was born in Staten Island, New York, the forgotten borough, and moved down to Sarasota in 92. So I was about 4 years old, and yeah, just had that New York Italian influence growing up in Florida, and big family. Just yeah, I had a pretty good childhood. I mean, I really can't complain. I was lucky. I still am lucky. I'm very grateful for my family, and I value family a lot.
Your family is so supportive. It's so endearing to see your family to come in here to support you in what you're doing.
100%. That's huge, you know. And when they say it takes a village, it's so true. You know, we're here to support each other, and that community is what we value, and that's why I'm here, really, because it's kind of like come as you are. Like it's such an accepting environment, and I don't have to put on any airs, and besides being on the air.
Yeah,
just kidding.
yeah. Good pun. So just ironically, I didn't realize that you grew up in Sarasota also. Did you know Maya before massage school?
No, I didn't actually. I was pleasantly surprised in school that she's from there.
That's
That's
ironic.
pretty cool.
So you grew up in Sarasota. Did you graduate from high school there?
Yeah, so I went to Riverview High School, and I played in the Kilty band, clarinet player.
I was a clarinet player also. How about that?
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Yeah, it was fun. We got to go perform at Macy's Day Parade.
Wow.
And so that was a real treat. And I actually just got the clarinet fixed up. And so yeah, that's a diaphragmatic breath work right
Sure
there.
is.
So I think that's going to help with massage, honestly, with the controlled breathing.
It definitely will. So after high school, what did you do?
So after high school, I went to Florida Gulf Coast University in Estero, or some people call it Fort Myers, that whole area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that for 2 years and started to, get into the health and nutrition, and I've always been a health nerd. But then I pretty much followed my brother to UCF, University of Central Florida in Orlando.
Yeah.
And, it was bigger. It seemed like bigger and just a lot of fun. And of course, like college, you got to have the college experience. At
Yes.
least I wanted that. So once I was there, I'm like, what the heck am I going to do? And I discovered the sport and exercise science program, or kinesiology program over there. So I ended up doing that and loved it, learned some coaching skills and lifestyle, weight management, and just dove deeper into that, and ended up working after I graduated as a personal trainer at, let's see, there's been so many places. Fitness Together, I believe, was that place. And I'm pretty sure they're still in business. That location, though, is not. So, but it was a great experience. Worked one-on-one from sometimes 6 a.m. clients to 5, 6, 7 at night. And that was my first opportunity to really, besides the YMCA, I did some wellness coaching there. But that was my first opportunity to kind of have my own, like, independent, my own autonomy and freedom to, open and close the studio and the facility. So that was pretty cool. I got to pick my own music and work with people and design programs and everything. So
That
that,
sounds like a lot of fun. It really does.
yeah, honestly, yeah, we got to, and working with the team as well. There were, other trainers, and some were into, more of the bodybuilding. So I kind of dabbled in that. I mean, obviously it didn't really go very far, but I'm a hard gainer, ectomorph, as some people call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun and just a lot of learning. So I've always been on that path to just want to learn more. And let's see, another a big job or important job, I should say, just influential, was 20 Minutes to Fitness down in Sarasota. I moved down there once I kind of found out that Fitness Together was closing. So I moved to Sarasota, lived with my parents a few years, and I worked with a lot of baby boomers down there. And it was all super slow motion, like slow and controlled exercise on these machines that
Kind
were
of like.
kind of like Nautilus. Yeah, like they were called MedX. And it was really nice because I got to work with more people with injuries. So that, I think, was another step into that, rehabilitation, healing, just finding the source of the problem instead of just, doing an exercise and, not feeling like I had any tools to be able to help people, like I wanted to do more,
Right.
like people have injuries, and, I didn't want to just feel bad and say, oh, sorry, like you're on your own.
It does give a nice feeling to be able to actually help someone immediately. They immediately start feeling better. Even if it's just a little bit, you've helped them some. And having a huge bag of metaphorical tools to pull from, it's what sets you apart from most healers that I have ever met. Is that you come from, I feel like you are a natural healer, but you have educated science behind you to bring to the table with that. Certain things and I think that's where hopefully here you will be able to spread your wings and trust yourself, because I don't think that you let your heart lead a lot. You let your brain, and they're both important. And I don't want you to dampen either one. Just open them both up.
Totally. Constantly working on opening the heart and the heart chakra, whatever.
Yes.
Whatever you believe,
Yes.
get the crystals and.
Or you believe in yourself.
believing myself. Yeah, I mean, nobody else is gonna do it. Ultimately, it's got to come from within. So
Correct. So after you left, was it UCF?
yes.
So when did you
UCF.
go to PT school?
So I ended up going to South University in Tampa for the PTA program,
Yeah.
and that was 2015. Yeah, I believe so.
They have a pretty good program there. I've known 2 or 3 people that have went through that.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, they have a good reputation. Thankfully, I've strategically picked schools that I knew were going to be, a good education and quality. That there were, what's the word? They had the 10-year accreditation.
There you go.
So, and then a lot of places were hiring from that school.
Right.
And then same thing with Cortiva. And, once I went to once I saw the environment and got the vibe of the place, then I said, oh, well, this is great.
With Cortiva or with South? Both of them.
Really both, but yeah, South University, it was just professional. They, once I talked to the professors, I got to meet a few of them, but yeah, it was a smaller environment, and I like that. I like how it's not, just all about the numbers and, like a mill, just knock out, 40, 50, 60 people at a time. It's,
it's real.
Maybe 20 people in the class.
That's what. How many people?
Personal.
How many people was in? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. How long did PT school last? PTA school class.
It was about 2 years, probably maybe a little bit less, but yeah, it was a little accelerated. Yeah, not as accelerated as Kaiser. I mean, I've seen some great PTAs from there too, but yeah, it was probably 2 years between everything. Yeah.
So after you come out of PT school, where did you work at?
So then I got the opportunity to work in home health. So that was pretty cool. I was all around St. Pete, Clearwater. I was living in Tampa still at the time, in like West Shore, Beach Park area. So I was always driving over the bridge, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was definitely challenging. There were parts of it that I was like, oof, this driving is really killing me, getting my hip flexors and my hamstrings getting sore. But once I was there at everybody's house, like, got to see so many different types of people, work with this guy, New York, Puerto Rican dude, and he had like 4 Shih Tzus and and parakeets, and like they were squawking and cacawing everywhere, and just he's running around drinking his espresso, and he's like offering me a beer one or 2 times. I'm like, oh no thanks, but if you have like tea or coffee or something. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, worked with a lot of supplemental oxygen. So got to work with that and navigate that with people.
That's
and,
pretty neat to be able to have that
their
background.
Limits. But yeah, so then, I was really craving more, and I think it's because of that fitness part of me. I just wanted that. I wanted like the exercise a little bit more exercise heavy and more hands-on, just being able to use more tools in the toolbox, like you were saying. So outpatient, that when I had my clinical and outpatient up at Tree of Life Rehab in Spring Hill with Mario Anzalone and everybody up there, they're great. That was my favorite clinical, and I actually, I was there for 8 weeks, I believe, or 9 weeks. Yeah, 9 weeks. I said, man, if I lived up here, I would totally work here. I'm like, I hope. I was kind of attached to that. I'm like, I hope I find a family business that I can do this type of healing.
Yes.
And it felt like so rare, but the more that I go through life, I'm realizing that it's less rare. It's becoming less and less of a surprise, and it's just being grateful for this, manifesting it, and believing it. Going after it. So yeah, I ended up going to Sarasota Memorial Hospital for the outpatient. So just after about 3 months of the home health, I my family definitely put a spark under my butt, and I don't know if I could say that, but yeah, they put it. They definitely motivated me, and they're like, you need to follow your passion, Steven. So I ended up working at SMH, one of the best hospitals in the area. It's like I think it's top 10 in Florida or the country. I don't remember, but really nice, quality place. Brand new equipment with all the rehab, like biodex. They have biofeedback. They've got
Oh, that's
the cold laser,
wow.
everything. So worked with a lot of vestibular, balance patients, total knees, total hips, total shoulder, rotator cuff, stroke, Parkinson's, MS,
Wow.
a couple of, let's see, who else? Yeah, I mean, that pretty much covers it. Yeah, it's like pretty vast. So that was awesome. I think over 2.5 years. Yeah. And then we went to the quarantine time. That pretty much brought me there. And then I went into school a few months after, into massage therapy school.
I think that we are going to take a break right now. I think it's a great time because I really cannot wait to hear about massage therapy school during a pandemic.
Yeah.
That's got to be a challenge. So I'm really looking forward
Mm-hmm.
to this. I'm Lena Roberts, and this is Steven Falconetti, and we'll be right back in a few minutes with the conclusion of Feel Better, Move Better, Be Better podcast.
Hey, Eric Remmel here, producer of the Feel Better, Move Better, Be Better podcast, and I'm here today to tell you about the amazing folks at Peaceful Warriors Wellness Center. Not only am I a producer of the show, but I'm also a client. Their staff of therapists are truly the best at what they do. Now is your chance to check them out for yourself. Go to their website, peacefulwarriorswellness.com, and click Book Now, or give them a call at 727-822-8866. Use the promo code RADIO and get $15 off your first visit. Yes, you heard me right. $15 off your first visit. Now, this is just for a limited time, and make sure to tell them that you heard about it on heliumradio.com.
Hi, welcome back to the Feel Better, Move Better, Be Better podcast. I'm Lena Roberts, and I'm here today with Steven Falconetti. Hey, Steven.
Hey.
We just heard about how Steven's life up until massage therapy school, and he went into massage therapy school in the middle of the pandemic. How did that work?
Mm-hmm. Well, so that actually started like most jobs or school started on the internet. So I hopped in June, actually in May. I know that last year was, it was kind of a blur, but I'm going to say May. And we started taking a couple classes, and thankfully, my prereqs, the ones that they could apply, being a different school, they had their own,
Right.
take medical terminology again, and then anatomy. I said, oh, why do I need anatomy? But then I said, no, it's going to be different,
And it was, wasn't it? I had
was.
9 anatomy classes. Before I went in there, I had taken 9 anatomy classes, and they would not accept any of them. But that was by far the hardest anatomy class that I ever took, was Dr. Jan's.
Oh, man. Yeah. She's awesome, by the way. But yeah, the cool thing is you learn something new every time. And, and the other nice thing was I'm appreciative because of my background, that wasn't as hard as some of the other ones, like the MAK, classes. But yeah, so did a few of those, and an ethics class online and things like that, kind of things that were more cut and dry that didn't require the hands-on. And then once June came around, then we were in class in person, and then we went through our whole, extra sanitization and cleaning procedures, and we became certified through Barbasol training,
Oh, that's neat. I didn't know
and
they did that now.
yeah, we had to go through a special course and become, be proficient in that. So, like most places, like here, I mean,
Yeah.
you guys have always been clean because, by the way, I've been a client of you guys for since January of last year.
Yeah, it's
I
been a
think
long
is when,
time.
yeah, and I can't get enough. I'm trying to get once a week here now.
Yeah.
I love it. Massages. So, anyways, so I was doing that in between, and talk to you guys about that. Let's see. What else would you like to know about school?
Well, while you were in school, how did did they have clinics?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had they took some time. I believe that they had, because there's different teams, rotating
Uh-huh.
teams. I was on the yellow team, and I think they gave it some time. It had to have been a month, once after they opened, and then
Yeah.
they had some limited capacity, and then thankfully, knock on wood, like we were all safe and healthy, and we always followed the procedures, the cleaning procedures, and
And everybody
I
wore
think once
masks and
100% wore masks, and people were really on it with the distancing. We were all kind of just kept our space a little bit, until we got one-on-one.
yeah.
And then we had a near miss one time with a student hung out with a friend that their friend got COVID, and then
Yeah.
that girl had to stay home from class for 2 weeks. So we're on top of it, thankfully.
That's great. That's really great.
No issues whatsoever. And interestingly, we watched a video on the fascia, and whatever you want to call it, and it called Strolling Under the Skin. I'm not sure if you saw
I saw
that one.
I saw that.
Phenomenal. And one of the quotes that stuck with me was, "The human body cannot survive without touch."
Yeah.
So with prolonged time, which I feel for the seniors and people that don't get access to, just other people,
Yes.
they need touch.
Yes.
So yeah, that kind of stuck with me.
I can tell you a story about this. And all my years in critical care, I watched EKGs. And, it'd be the middle of the night, and we'd be sitting up there, and in critical care, we gave all the baths at night. And so I had all these monitors that you'd be looking up there, and you could literally see a change in people's EKG when someone started touching them, when they started getting the bath.
Wow.
Things flattened out, it evened out, it slowed down a little bit, it seemed more at ease. And that's just the power of touch.
It's beautiful.
I love that humans cannot survive without touch, and you are so, so very true.
And we're here not just to survive, we're here to thrive,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I think one of the best things is when you're working on somebody and then you just see them take like that deep breath and then that exhale, and they're just like, their body just like softens and melts, and it's like, oh, that's so rewarding.
You even mentioned that, and I took that real deep sigh, and then Roma did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
I know that you worked through, I think you were at a stretching office before you came here.
Yes.
You worked
Yes.
that through school. And so
great.
you do a lot of stretching. I'm just trying to get into what people can expect from a massage from you when you come in here. I know that you incorporate a lot of the stretching. What other modalities do you like to include into your massage?
I'm really enjoying cupping and kinesio taping.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using we call it the trigger type of cupping.
Yeah.
I like that. I've started to train with you with the meta cupping, which is really cool.
Yes.
Because that's pretty diverse.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really. I think that you will probably have a tendency towards one or the other. People do, but it's really good to be trained in both, because there's a lot of times whenever I use both in the same massage, I will use both.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and I really do like myofascial a lot, and starting to understand the deep tissue, neuromuscular more. I'm not afraid to work on the neck. I like that a lot, because there's people. I mean, let's be honest. Probably 2/3 of the people come in. They're, oh yeah, my neck is hurting, or my shoulder.
Right. Upper body, lower body. Upper
Yeah.
body, lower body. And usually
lower body, big time.
and usually they have problems. If it's lower body, they have problems in their neck, but they don't even acknowledge that until they get the low back under control, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of hip work. Oh man. Hips are, I think it was Paul Chek. He said the hips are the steering wheel to the knee and the ankle.
Oh,
so
yeah.
With a lot of runners, a lot of bikers, we have a fit community over here. So I love getting into that lower leg and the feet. I'm learning some of your magic with the reflexology. I'm definitely not a reflexologist yet, but I love what you do with that.
Reflexology is so different than, it's a different approach than what we all, what makes us all good therapeutic massage therapists is that we go into it with a attitude of doing something. We're going to help you, fix you, help the muscles, whatever. With reflexology, it's helping the body communicate with itself. So it's such a more subtle approach to it that I have to tell myself every single time that I sit down to do it, let the body do its work. You're just here to facilitate that.
Let it guide you.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we are such active massage therapists. We do things. And that's the one thing that I really liked about you when you came in here to interview, was that I told you what I wanted, and you were like, okay, I can do that. And you done it. And then you were like, okay, this is what I see. This is what I feel. This is what I'm going to, this is how I would approach this and do this. And I love that about you. I love that you listened to me. I felt very heard. And then you told me.
What'd you say? I'm just
That is wonderful. I love you.
So you felt heard, and then we ended up doing a little bit of stretching.
Yeah, right? We did. And then I hate stretching.
Yeah, and you hate stretching, but the thing about that, getting into the contract relax, which I love PNF. I love how.
Wait, what is PNF?
PNF is proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation.
Yeah, that P word always makes, I can never, proprioceptor. Proprioceptor, there's no re, okay.
Where your body is in space.
Yes.
It's like your awareness of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. And you can always increase your range of motion by doing a little bit of that. And that's why I love that the kind of leads into using the stretch out strap.
Yes.
And because I like to educate clients on how to do that at home.
Now, I have and I think that Scott has changed his mind over the years on what to use. The stretch out strap is by far my favorite. Do you like the elastic bands, or?
Oh, I love the bands.
What would you say that would be for someone that is just getting into stretching? What would you recommend, the stretch out strap or the elastic bands?
I really like the stretch out strap, especially because posture wise, you could do so much with
Yeah.
it. And then it really depends though, because if somebody's, you know, in an inflamed state, or they don't have that that space in their tissue yet, they're not opened up
Yeah.
yet, then probably keep, you know, work on it with the stretch out strap, keep getting massages, and then after your massage, that's like ideal to use the strap. And then you could use it when you're traveling,
Ooh.
because your body, your tissue is more open and, you know, ready for that. It's like that opportunity. But the bands, I think, could be down, like after that's all worked out, then, you know, use those, you know, but it doesn't have to be crazy. We just progress it little by little. So I think it depends on the person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those are great for strengthening. Like you're talking about like a TheraBand type of thing.
Yeah. I think we
those
have
are
some of those up there.
phenomenal.
But
Great for posture.
I like this stretch out strap so much better. And I know that you have a video on Wednesdays. You're doing a Wellness Wednesday. And I know that you did one with the stretch out strap, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to see some more of those personally.
We can do that.
I appreciate you coming in here early on this Monday morning to record with us. I know you have a full day of massaging ahead of you, so I do appreciate you coming in here early.
My pleasure.
And if you want to book an appointment with Steven, just give us a call at 727-822-8866. You can also go to our website at peacefulwarriorswellness.com, and you can read a little bit more about Steven and all of his interests and likes, and he's a very fascinating guy, and he's an awesome massage therapist.
Well,
you can also go...
Warms my heart.
What? I'm sorry.
Warms my
Yay.
heart.
You can also go to our Facebook page. It's facebook.com// whichever the slash is, PW Wellness, and you can follow some of his Wellness Wednesdays on there. So thank you very much, Steven. We look forward to talking with you again.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Helium Radio. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own and should not be construed in any way as advice from Helium Radio. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our website. Personal perspectives expressed by the producers, writers, and editors will always be presented as such. Any rebroadcast or retransmission without the express written consent of Helium Radio is strictly prohibited. Thanks for listening.